So, Brian, could you maybe share a little bit about, have you had any real meaningful moments or responses to developing the two blind brothers?
It's really interesting because what's meaningful changes a lot when you're running a project like this. Early on when we get the phone call to go on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and we go live in front of 6 million people sitting on the couch, the big check. You think that is gonna be the greatest possible moment you could imagine. I mean, it is bananas that you get to even exist in a reality where that's true. But
Even bigger than joining the Prevent Blindness Focus on Eye Health Summit
you didn't
or
let me finish.
presentation?
That's the problem. I'm working up to that. I mean, that is, talk about the peak of Everest. But meaningfulness changes because then you start getting the attention, and when people start Googling blindness or inherited retinal diseases, because the media, we pop up, and we started getting these customer service tickets from families who have been diagnosed or recently diagnosed, or kids. And there's a bunch that really jump out, but there was one early on that kind of really fundamentally changed how we viewed the project. And it was from this college kid named Joe. And in his message, he says, "Hey, I'm Joe. I'm going to UVA. I was diagnosed 2 years ago with RP, and I've been sleeping a lot." And the next sentence really broke our hearts, because he said he's been sleeping a lot because he'd rather be asleep dreaming in 2020 than being awake going blind, which is just as painful of a message as you can read. But, then he went on to say that he actually had been watching some of our content, and that he had actually connected with a couple of people in the community, and he had reached out to one of the local chapters of an organization, and he was starting to be optimistic about his blindness for the first time in the 2 years since the diagnosis. And as great as a media hit is, and as great as selling a shirt is, giving that kid 1% more optimism on the outlook on his vision, or helping him helping him slow the spinning down from a world he can't really fully grasp. That's the magic. I mean, that's when something goes from being kind of really fun and really enjoyable to really meaningful and impactful.